time, let me call to, are you ready to go?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. At this time, let me call to order the Franklin County Board of Commissioners General Session meeting. Today is April 27, 2021. We will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance led by Commissioner John O'Grady.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Excellent, thank you. As a reminder, this is a public meeting and is being recorded. We kindly ask that you maintain the same level of decorum as if we were meeting in person. Finally, for those calling in, please ensure that you have muted your phone line by pressing *6. We appreciate your cooperation. Today, we are honored to continue along with National County Government Month and State of the County report. Each year, in honor of National County Government Month, we report on the state of the county. And last week, we had the pleasure of releasing that status report to you, the public. If you want to see it, please go to report.franklincountyohio.gov. That's report.franklincountyohio.gov. This report demonstrates the many ways that the county can help you and your neighbors. So we hope that you take a few minutes to view the state of the county at report.franklincountyohio.gov and maybe share some of what you see with your friends and neighbors so that they can take advantage of the many programs that we have to offer. At the end of the day, it is your resource, it is your money, and it is your county government. And so we ask that you utilize it because it's yours. Okay, we have a special honor this today, an acknowledgement of a good friend to the county that we all know, Patrice Palmer, Reentry Social Support Specialist, Office of Justice and Policy Programs. It's not often that we call out specific employees for their accomplishments, but this one deserves a public recognition. One of our Franklin County family members received the 2020 Social Worker of the Year Award last Saturday from the Ohio chapter of National Association of Social Workers. This is a big deal under ordinary circumstances, but during a pandemic, and still maintain the support and programming of our justice-involved neighbors need and deserve just extraordinary. So on behalf of my colleagues, and all of the residents of Franklin County, we offer our heartfelt gratitude for your service, for the service you provide for every resident every day. Congratulations to Patrice Palmer on a well-deserved recognition, and thank you for your dedication and commitment globally and locally. And you see everyone giving you this sort of a virtual round of applause. Let me just finish reading the prompts here. Deputy Director of Justice Services, Melissa Pearson, and Patrice Palmer's reentry work have played a pivotal role in creating the Board of Commissioners Department of Justice Policy and Programs that you see today. This agency is frequently recognized on national areas for innovative and progressive programming. And this week, we are bringing that same level of heightened awareness to Central Ohio with Reentry Week. We kicked off yesterday and is loaded with panels, workshops, lectures, town halls running through Friday. Here to tell us more are two Franklin County reentry team members, Johnny Turner and Ryan Newsom. But before we do that, we're going to ask Patrice to say some words, who will share more details about this week's schedule and the events and the work they're working on through the Rapid Resource Center. Let me just say, Patrice, we all know you. We all have worked with you. We've all seen you up close and personal, and you require no less of that, by the way. You know, she's one of those folks that say, listen, you are going to come to my workplace and you are going to see what's going on, and this is important. And she will work with you on dates, timing, whatever it takes to get you there. And she is relentless. But more in that, I see relentless for the people you represent. You know, yeah, I see you passionate about your work and passionate about what you're doing. And everybody loves Patrice Palmer, there's no doubt. But the passion that you display directed at the people that you represent is really the Franklin County way. That's really what we're about when we say every resident, every day. And you just espouse that at the highest level. You are the example of what a Franklin County employee, a Franklin County person should represent. You don't have to work for Franklin County to have that kind of passion for your neighbor or your friend or your work, but you do. and we appreciate you. We value you, and congratulations on a well-deserved recognition. You want to say some words, Patrice?
Oh, first and foremost, I just want to say thank you just for honoring and recognizing me today. To the Board of Commissioners, just really appreciate your support in all the work that we do, because we couldn't do it without your support. And to the Office of Justice Policy and Program, I'm just really honored to work with, I believe, the best team in the world, because every day, each and every one of our team members give 101% to serve our Franklin County residents. It's my honor to be a licensed social worker, but to not only be licensed and to live by our code of ethics, but to represent that every single day in everything that I do. For me, somebody's life is hanging in the balance, and I'm a servant, and I'm accountable to God first. And so my service must be excellent, because it depends on it. People forget what you say, they forget what you do, but they never forget how you make them feel. And so it's with intention that I serve the people of Franklin County, and it's my honor. And I'm just honored, and really thank Melissa, our deputy director, intern. Well, now she's our chief executive officer, I think. Just thank you for your support for all the work that we do, because again, we couldn't do it without your support. And I mean, we go to her with all kinds of things, and she'd be like, how are we gonna make it work? So we appreciate, again, the Board of Commissioners, your willingness to fund our programs, your willingness to hear our heart. And to our deputy administrator, Ken Wilson, thank you for, we've had some talks, and you are very, very supportive of the reentry work that we do. And then to our deputy administrator, Joy Bivens, thank you for your leadership in taking us to that next level. So just looking honored to have our new director on as well. Ms. Pride, looking forward to learning from you, working alongside of you, and taking our office and the work that we do to the next level, because here in Franklin County, we are on the map nationally, and we are showing people how it works each and every day, that every life matters, and it's one day at a time that we do this work. So thank you again just for honoring me today.
Absolutely. You're the best. We appreciate you.
Patrice, Dr. Palmer, I am so honored that you are with us, and I just think the world of you, and I have seen you working with the women in Pathways so many times. And as I watch you work with the women on day one and see how they are on day one, and then see them maybe halfway through, and then see them at graduation in the same group, it's astonishing the work that you and your team do with these groups as they go through Pathways. And it's you and your team working with these women every time you're there, and they trust you, not the first day for sure, but it comes with your time, your passion, your concern, and the fact that they know you're with them, and that you've been there and you've walked in their shoes. And because of that, and they see where you are now, that they really understand that they can trust you and your team. You have made such a difference in the lives of these women, and it works. It works. We've seen how these women are when they get out, and it works. And the recidivism rate has gone down when you've worked with these women. And that's what it's all about, changing lives one at a time and getting people what they need. not what we think they need, but what they say they need. Thank you. And Melissa, thank you. And Rochelle, welcome to this amazing team. And you will make such a difference with this team of extraordinary professionals. It's just incredible. I am so proud of this justice policy program and all the work that's been done and all the work that will be done. Thank you, all of you. But Patrice, you deserve all the accolades in the world for getting this honor, for all of the work that you've done.
So, we hear all the time about all the great employees that Franklin County has. I'm constantly reminded by colleagues from across the state and across the country, by just average everyday citizens that come in contact with our employees, what fantastic team and what fantastic staff we have in agency after agency throughout Franklin County government. I get to work with so many of them, and I see them every day. And to be honest with you, unlike Marilyn and even Kevin, I don't know Patrice quite as well as the others. I've met her several times, but with the pandemic and everything else, I just haven't had as many interactions. But that being said, I get more compliments about the work of Patrice Palmer from people than I do. I mean, it's unbelievable. And I have people that they'll call me and they'll say, "What's the woman's name that works in justice policy and programs?" I had interaction with her. "What's her name?" And I'll say, are you talking about Patrice Palmer? Because I get those text messages and those phone calls from people all the time. I get them from friends of the family. I get them from people that are involved in the system. I get them from people, from other county commissioners and that are asking questions about JPP. And it's, you're building a reputation, Patrice, that precedes you farther, I think, than you even know. Obviously, with this award, it's become obviously pretty recognized now. But you've become a bit of a rock star, and for good reason. And so I think it's pretty obvious that we're all extraordinarily proud of you and proud of the work that you're doing, and we're proud to know you, and we're so glad that you're on our team. So keep up the great work, and keep doing all the fantastic things that you do on behalf of the women that you're working with and women that you're working for. And it's great to hear that that you're so committed and so honored to do the work that you do. Thank you.
All right. Well, there's more to this, and the department is also a shining beacon of light for Franklin County too, because in many ways you are dealing with some of our most vulnerable residents. And so to share more with what's going on is Johnny and Ryan. We're glad to have you two here. I see Ryan, and I don't see, oh, there's Johnny. So let me offer the both of you an opportunity to make some comments about the things you've got going on this week, and some of the workshops and panels and all of that good stuff.
Good morning, County Commissioners, County Administration, and all in attendance this morning. I'm Johnny Turner, Reentry Services Coordinator with Franklin County's Office of Justice Policy and Programs. And let me just say that is a tough act to follow, but I love and appreciate Dr. Palmer. Thank you for having us today and recognizing the significance of National Reentry Week and the importance of successful reentry for each resident returning home or making Franklin County home upon release from prison. As you know, reentry is a process. It requires planning, execution, flexibility, dedication, and support. Successful reentry strengthens family bonds and makes our neighborhoods and communities fuller, richer, and more whole. It's important for government to lead, and so I applaud you, commissioners and county administrators, for leading the way by providing employment opportunities for myself and other justice-involved individuals as we create better versions of ourselves, both professionally as well as personally. Central Ohio Reentry Week 2021 is a collaborative effort. Each day has a theme. We began yesterday with entrepreneurship, work, and housing. Today's theme is finding our way. Tomorrow, we will learn more about juvenile justice. And Thursday is all about faith, family, and relationship. Friday's platform is policy and practice. We hope you can attend a session or two this week at centralohioreentryweek.com to see the good work of our reentry community. I want to thank all the people with varying titles and levels of reentry service offerings that gave of their time and themselves to collaborate with one another for the greater good of Franklin County. I appreciate the experience, and I'm both humbled and pleased with our effort. I welcome Director Pride, and we look forward to serving together. I want to thank all our friends at Arch, accompanying returning citizens with hope, and all their front and back end work. I want to thank Melissa Pearson, our former deputy director, former interim director, and now chief operating officer, for her support and giving our office the freedom to participate as we saw fit. I also want to give a special thanks to Dr. Patrice Palmer for her leadership and Marcia White for her love. It is through these two amazing women's friendships, connections, and networks that Central Ohio Reentry Week 2021 is possible. Again, thank you, and I wish you a wonderful day, and I'm happy to take any questions.
Thank you, Ryan. I want to give you that chance to make a few comments. And let me go ahead and prepare Ms. Pride that we're going to be calling on you to say a few words and introduce yourself to the group. So let me just go ahead and let that marinate for a second. And Ryan, you've got something else to share with us?
Absolutely. Thank you, Commissioner Boyd. Again, I want to kind of second the sentiments of Mr. Turner, my colleagues with OJPP. I want to thank the Board of Commissioners and County Administration for allowing us the opportunity to kind of talk about the work that we do. Very exciting, part of a wonderful team that we have. I joined OJPP about a year and a half ago, and it's just been, again, a wonderful experience. I just want to kind of take the time to elaborate on one of the major projects that we worked on called the Rep Resource Center. It's a collaboration between us and the Sheriff's Office. It's a space here at Jackson Pike, North Lobby Visitation, where we offering services to those being released from Jackson Pike. Any individual who's released, regardless of charges or situation or anything like that, they have the opportunity to come in and receive services. Our operating hours are Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. We're able to extend hours this week, so Saturday and Sunday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. We also have a drop box outside the door for those hours that we're not available. They can leave their information. We'll reach out to them for some follow-up and still provide those services. Just quickly to kind of go over the primary goals with the Rep Resource Center. The purpose is we, of course, want to increase treatment referral linkage, of course, reduce the number of opioid-related overdose deaths, decrease recidivism, and really just improve individual wellness and quality of life outcomes for those being released from Jackson Pike. We do have on-site partner agencies who provide work hours here. Definitely want to give a shout out to those: Columbus Public Health, Franklin County Public Health, Primary One Health, Southeast, and North Central Mental Health, just to name a few. And again, the purpose is just to link individuals who are being released from Jackson Pike to a variety of services, such as substance use treatment services, mental health. We provide clothing, hygiene. We help with completing the JFS application for any type of food assistance, cash assistance, or medical insurance. Very important. We offer transportation assistance from, and excuse me if you hear anyone talking to resource centers. I'm here now and it's open, so we have individuals visiting. So I apologize for that. But we do provide transportation assistance and definitely peer support linkage. for anyone who's looking just for a mentor, someone to kind of navigate them through reentry. We also have been able to provide release bags to those who are deemed homeless, leaving Jackson Pike Jail, who are released down at the main jail. We create bags for those, again, listing those clothing items, hygiene items provided for them. And we offer some of the smaller things that brings a lot of people in. Coffee, snacks. We have a phone charging station. If someone's releasing a phone needs charged, or actually maybe even running dead and they need to make calls, we have telephones and computers here at the Rep Resource Center. They can kind of contact family members or use social media to communicate with loved ones, or again, to complete applications, job applications, or JFS applications. I don't want to end without mentioning the fact that, the Resource Center are those for the individuals who are being released, but we also invite family members to come in to inquire about resources for their family members and what's available to them. And we even allow them to request even a possible in-person visit with their loved ones who's there to offer the services, to make sure we kind of inform them of that we're here and the passion we have to help them. Before I end, I kind of like to talk about our outreach efforts. Of course, we have signage in both lobbies, South Visitation Lobby, North Visitation Lobby. We received recent list of those who are booked in jail. We send invite letters to the Rapid Resource Center for them. Those who are deemed homeless, we reach out to them with letters. Staff actually contact those who trigger the clinical opioid withdrawal scale detox list. We send letters to them. Anyone who has a release date, we'll send letters to them, invite them to the Resource Center. And of course, we have flyers and hot cards that are actually be given out by jail staff at the time of their release. Again, it's just, I like to tell just small stories about, the impact we're having. One young lady, she was released, didn't have anywhere to go. She said she received our letter. And as she cried for 3 days while she was sitting in the pod, when she received her letter, she realized that she had a place to go to. And luckily she was able to stop in during the hours that we were available, and, and it changed her life, and she's now in treatment and doing well. So just, again, I want to give thank you to everyone that's made this possible. Welcome new director Pride, and give a major shout out to my colleague, Patrice Palmer, who I love just as much as everyone else. And we will continue to work, and I'll take any questions if anyone has them.
We just want to thank both Johnny and Ryan for coming today. We got to keep the agenda moving at this point, but thank you so much for all the work that you do. Again, I just can't think of a better investment in residents who are at their most vulnerable point. And the more we can provide a pathway to success for them, the more we can lessen that vulnerability across our community on every level. So thank you so much. Ms. Pride, welcome aboard. It's not always like this. So just know that, all this lovey-dovey stuff, is good. But no, I'm seriously, we're happy to have you. Do you want to say a few comments?
I just want to say, first of all, thank you guys for having me. To our county commissioners, county administrators, my fellow colleagues, thank you for welcoming me here. Thank you for entrusting me at such a time as this. I am just beyond in awe with this agency and just the people that I've had the pleasure of learning from and knowing thus far. I'm looking forward to continuing to learn from everyone, working alongside everyone, and growing with everyone in this space. So I can't explain my level of excitement. I'm ready, more than ready to get to work. Dr. Palmer, this is awesome, and congratulations to you. I truly believe that our purpose is an answer to a problem. You seen a problem, you saw a need, and you went to work. And I'm just honored to be in the same space with you and to continue to learn and grow and work with you. So thank you all, and I appreciate you.
Welcome aboard. We're going to keep moving the agenda, folks. We got a few things we've got to get done. I know we've got some hard stops, so if you don't mind, thank you so much. It was Pride. Thank you, Justice Policy and Programs, for everything you do. Dr. Palmer, it's just always a pleasure. Congratulations once again. Okay, keeping the agenda moving. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of the April 20th, 2021 general session, the April 22nd, 2021 briefing session, and the April 19th and 21st, 2021 administrative briefings?
Move approval of the minutes.
Second,
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Brown,
yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Thank you. The minutes have been approved.
Thank you. First up is our engineer. We have a public hearing, and can the clerk please read the public hearing notice?
Resolution regarding prayer, a petition to vacate Beechwood Drive in Blendon Township, Franklin County, Ohio, granted.
All right. I'd like to open up the public hearing for this resolution. Is there anyone here in the audience who would like to speak on this public hearing today? Okay, seeing that there are none, I'd like to close the public hearing and have the clerk read the resolution into the record.
Thank you, Commissioner. Resolution number 29921, prayer of petition to vacate Beechwood Drive in Blendon Township, Franklin County, Ohio, granted.
Good morning, Commissioners. In case you don't recognize me,
I
my name
don't.
is Cornell Robertson, Franklin County Chair.
Security. We need security here. Who is this guy?
Whoa.
This is the engineer's son? Is taking his place?
Somebody better send
good.
Roto Rooter to his house to clean out the drains. Wow.
Time for a change. Yes, indeed. Well, it's good to see you all, Commissioners. And this first resolution is for right-of-way vacation in the northeast part of the county in Blendon Township, southeast of I-270 and State Route 161, between Walnut View Boulevard and Cherry Bottom Road. This resolution is the third in a series of 3 to vacate right-of-way. Blendon Township filed a vacation petition, and we have not heard of anyone who is against it. Today's resolution includes a plat for your approval and signature. If not already, I will make sure the plat is delivered to Clerk Hindenlang to route to you all. Happy to answer any questions you may have.
Engineer, just before we move for passage here or adoption, I'm not sure that I've seen prayer of petition. What does that actually mean? Do you know?
Kind of a historical term that has we've seen in the documents for county engineers, prayer of petition for vacations, prayer of petition for roads to be built along property lines years ago. So it's kind of a historical term, I guess you could say.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Thank you.
If there are no further questions, I will move approval of resolution 29921.
Second,
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Brown,
yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 29921 has been adopted. Resolution number 321, establishing, altering, and widening of the Babbitt Road Drainage Improvement Project, Plain Township, Franklin County, Ohio, declared necessary.
This drainage improvement is in the northeast part of the county in Plain Township along Babbitt Road north of Morse Road. This is a collaborative project among Franklin County, City of New Albany, and a private developer to address longstanding drainage issues. This resolution is the first in a series of 2 to declare the project necessary. I respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no questions, I'll move approval of resolution 321.
Second,
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Brown,
yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 321 has been adopted. Resolution number 30121, establishing, altering, and widening of the Schleppe Road Drainage Improvement Project, Plain Township, Franklin County, Ohio, declared necessary.
This drainage improvement is in the northeast part of the county in Plain Township. This is a collaboration between the county engineer and the county drainage engineer to replace a culvert on Schleppe Road and improve drainage between the structure and the county line with Delaware County. This resolution is the first in a series of 2 to declare the project necessary, and I respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no questions, I'll move approval of resolution 30121.
Second,
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 30121 has been adopted. Resolution number 30221. Plans approved for the replacement of the structure on Borer Road over tributary of Strader Ditch, JAC-TR 266-0.11, Jackson Township, Franklin County, Ohio.
This bridge replacement project is in the southwest part of the county in Jackson Township along Borer Road over a tributary of Strader Ditch. With this resolution, I am asking you to approve and sign a title sheet so we can schedule construction later this summer. If not already, I will deliver the title sheet to Clerk Hendon to route to you all. If any questions, I respectfully request your approval.
There are no questions. I will move approval of resolution 30221.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 30221 has been adopted. Resolution number 30321. Plans approved for the replacement of the structure on Hoover Road over tributary of Grant Run, JAC-CR 262-2.04, Jackson Township, Franklin County, Ohio.
This bridge replacement project is also in the southwest part of the county in Jackson Township along Hoover Road over a tributary of Grant Run. With this resolution, I am asking you to approve and sign the title sheet so we can schedule construction later this summer. If not already, I will deliver the title sheet to Clerk Hendon to route to you all. If any questions, I respectfully request your approval.
There are no questions. I'll move approval of resolution 30321.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 30321 has been adopted. Resolution number 30421, American Structure Point Incorporated consulting engineers appointed to assist the Franklin County engineer by providing engineering design services for the Reese Road 0.23 over Big Walnut Creek Improvement Project, Franklin County, Ohio, in the amount of $307,107.
This bridge rehabilitation project is in the southeast part of the county in Hamilton Township along Reese Road over Big Walnut Creek. This resolution is contract with American Structure Point. We utilize the qualifications-based selection process and have worked with American Structure Point in the past. Happy to answer any questions you may have.
There are no questions. I'll move approval of resolution 30421.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 30421 has been adopted. Resolution number 30521, authorization for the Franklin County engineer to enter into an agreement with the City of Groveport for the planning, design, and construction of Bigsby Road, City of Groveport, Madison Township, Franklin County, Ohio.
This capital improvement project is in the southeast part of the county in the City of Groveport and Madison Township along Bigsby Road between Groveport Road and State Route 317. This resolution is for an intergovernmental agreement with the City of Groveport for the planning, design, and construction of the improvement. Groveport will administer the project and will include Franklin County's Bigsby Road Bridge over Holton Ditch, which is over 100 years old. I respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
There are no questions. I'll move approval of resolution 30521.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 30521 has been adopted. Resolution number 30621, report fifth of the Franklin County engineer establishing sums of compensation for a portion of the owners of property abutting the Morse Road at Babbitt Road Improvement Project, Plain Township and Jefferson Township, Franklin County, Ohio, in the amount of $45,470.50.
Commissioners, this capital improvement project is in the northeast part of the county on the line between Jefferson Township and Plain Township at the intersection of Morse Road and Babbitt Road, where we plan to build a single lane roundabout in 2020, utilizing ODOT safety funds and funds from Ohio Public Works Commission. This resolution is the fifth report for right-of-way acquisition and includes two properties. The appraisal was based on fair market value and we coordinated with the prosecutor's office. Pending any questions, I respectfully request your approval.
There are no questions. I'll move approval of resolution 30621.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 30621 has been adopted. Resolution number 30721, preliminary allocation and final encumbrance of county motor vehicle license fee funds, a $5 fund for the city of Reynoldsburg in the amount of $100,000.
This is a $5 fund resolution for the city of Reynoldsburg in the amount of $100,000 to resurface East Main Street from their western port line, the city of Columbus, extending east to the county line with Licking County. This is part of a larger $1.23 million project that is an urban resurfacing program between Reynoldsburg and ODOT, of which Reynoldsburg is providing a total of $314,000. Following up on a question from Commissioner Brown at last week's briefing, this $100,000 of $5 funds is extremely impactful and helpful to Reynoldsburg by covering 32% of their local share. In 2020, Reynoldsburg's $5 fund request was even more impactful at $363,000, which was for full depth pavement repairs, curb repairs, ADA compliant sidewalk, and ramp replacements along the same stretch of Main Street. This work by Reynoldsburg was required before ODOT would resurface Main Street with the urban resurfacing program. That $363,000 of $5 funds in 2020 covered 100% of that preparation project. Happy to answer any questions you may have.
There are no questions. I'll move approval of resolution 30721.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 30721 has been adopted.
Thank you all very much. Have a great day.
Thank you, engineer.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, Sheriff.
Resolution number 30821, resolution authorizing a non-general fund supplemental appropriation for the architectural and engineering design related to the relocation of the 911 communication center.
Good morning, Commissioners. Albert Smith, Assistant Finance Director for the Sheriff's Office. Our resolution is for a non-general fund supplemental appropriation. The supplemental appropriation will be utilized to relocate our 911 communication center from 410 South High Street to 900 Hague Avenue for operational and security efficiencies. This resolution will pay for the architectural and engineering design of the new location. Motorola Solutions has been selected using state term contract to provide the developed design. Pending any questions, I request passage of this resolution.
There are no questions. I'll move approval of resolution 30821.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 30821 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Child Support Enforcement.
Resolution number 30921, resolution authorizing Franklin County Child Support Enforcement Agency to enter into a 4D contract with the Franklin County Data Center in the amount of $420,530.95.
Good morning, Commissioners. Susan Brown, representing the Child Support Enforcement Agency. I ask your consideration in approving a resolution authorizing the CSEA to enter into a one-year interagency agreement with the Franklin County Data Center beginning March 1st, 2021. The purpose of the contract is to reimburse the data center for expenses associated with providing information technology services to the CSEA. The CSEA's primary support software and tracking systems are maintained on a statewide computer system, which is independent of the county data processing center. However, the CSEA utilizes services of the data center related to the use of the county data systems, machine use, professional services, staff access to the Franklin County Justice System, storage, maintenance, and the use of our electronic document management system, or EDMS, on base, and other services as the agency, such as the agency public website. Pending any questions, I request that the resolution be approved.
There's no questions. I'll move approval of resolution 30921.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 30921 has been adopted.
Thank you, commissioners. Have a great day.
Thank you. Next is economic development and planning.
Resolution number 31021, review of petition to annex 5.2 acres, more or less, from Mifflin Township to the City of Columbus, case number ANX-09-21.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jenny Snap, Economic Development and Planning Assistant Director. This resolution, good morning. This resolution is to consider an expedited Type 2 annexation petition of 5.2 acres from Mifflin Township to the City of Columbus. The area to be annexed includes property located at 2051 Stelzer Road and 2065 Stelzer Road, which is west of Stelzer Road and Interstate 270, north and east of City Gate Drive, and south of Agler Road. Petition was filed by agent John Stevenson, attorney at law of Cooperman, Mental, Ferguson, and Yaros, who is in attendance should you have any questions, on behalf of the owner, Tucker Bear Capital, LLC. 57.6% of the site's perimeter is contiguous with the City of Columbus, and the city passed ordinance number 0510-2021 on March 8th, 2021, indicating the services that will be provided once the annexation is approved, and a statement regarding incompatible land uses in the zoning buffer. The petition meets all the statutory requirements outlined in section 709.021 of the Ohio Revised Code, and pending any questions, we request your approval.
If there are no questions, I will move approval of resolution 31021.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 31021 has been adopted. Resolution number 31121, review of petition to annex 7.7 acres, more or less, from Mifflin Township to the City of Columbus, case number ANX-10-21.
Commissioners, this resolution is to consider an expedited Type 2 annexation petition of 7.7 acres from Mifflin Township to the City of Columbus. The area to be annexed includes property located at 2189 Stelzer Road, 2175 Stelzer Road, and 2155 Stelzer Road. Those are both, all those parcels are west of Stelzer Road and Interstate 270, north and east of City Gate Drive, and south of Agler Road. Petition was filed again by agent John Stevenson, attorney at law of Cooperman, Mental, Ferguson, and Yaros, who is in attendance should you have any question, on behalf of the owner, Tucker Bear Capital, LLC. 68.7% of the site's perimeter is contiguous with the City of Columbus, and the city passed ordinance number 0509-2021 on March 8th, 2021, indicating the services that will be provided once the annexation is approved, in a statement regarding incompatible land uses and the zoning buffer. Petition meets all of the statutory requirements outlined in section 709.021 of the Ohio Revised Code, and pending any questions, we request your approval.
If there's no questions, I'll move approval of resolution 31121.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 31121 has been adopted. Resolution number 31221, review of petition to annex 80.847 acres, more or less, from Prairie Township to the City of Columbus, case number ANX-11-21.
This resolution is to consider an expedited Type 2 annexation petition of 80.847 acres from Prairie Township to the City of Columbus. The area to be annexed includes property located at 658 Rome Hilliard Road, 800 Rome Hilliard Road, and 800 additional 2 parcels at Rome Hilliard Road. Those are east of Rome Hilliard Road, north and west of Manor Park Drive, and south of Fisher Road. Petition was filed by agent Craig Moncrief, attorney at law of Plank Law Firm, who is in attendance should you have any questions, on behalf of the owners Carol L. Hoffman, Ruth Ann Hoffman, the estate of Roy Lee Hoffman, LJ Hoffman Enterprises, LLC, and LJ KJ Rome Hilliard, LLC. 95% of the site's perimeter is contiguous with the City of Columbus, and the city passed ordinance number 0790-2021 on April 5th, 2021, indicating the services that will be provided once the annexation is approved, and a statement regarding incompatible land uses and the zoning buffer. The petition meets all of the statutory requirements outlined in section 709.021 of the Ohio Revised Code, and pending any questions, we request your approval.
There are no questions. I'll move approval of resolution 31221.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 31221 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Justice Policy and Programs.
Resolution number 31321. Resolution authorizing a year 2 contract renewal with Albus for the provision of transitional housing for justice-involved females participating in the Pathways Achieving Recovery through the Choice Program under the fiscal year 2018 Comprehensive Opioid Site-Based Grant Program in the amount of $25,185.
Good morning, Commissioners. Melissa Pearson and Rochelle Pride on behalf of the Franklin County Office of Justice Policy and Programs. Commissioners, our office has contracted for the past 2 years with Albus for the provision of transitional housing for females participating in our Pathways program, which you heard about a little earlier today, and assessed as high risk for opioid use disorder and possible overdose. As you know, stable housing is a critical component of one's recovery journey, and having this option has been hugely beneficial for our families in early to mid recovery. The contract is in the amount of $25,185 and will be supported through non-general fund FY 2018 Comprehensive Opioid Site-Based Grant Program. Pending any questions you might have, I respectfully request your approval of this contract renewal.
There's no questions. I'll move approval of resolution 31321.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 31321 has been adopted. Resolution number 31421. Resolution authorizing a memorandum of understanding with Primary One Health for staffing and supportive services related to the Franklin County Rapid Resource Center through the fiscal year 2018 Targeted Capacity Expansion Grant Program in the amount of $26,567.
Commissioners, Ryan Newsom this morning told you a little bit about the Rapid Resource Center, which was recently launched at the Franklin County Correctional Center located on Jackson Pike. In order to support the center being open 6 days a week and up to 14 hours a day, Franklin County is partnering with a variety of treatment agencies. The resolution before you requests your approval of a memorandum of understanding with Primary One Health to support staffing up to 20 hours per week in the Rapid Resource Center. Primary One will bring a wealth of resources to the Resource Center, and we're excited to have them on board. Funds in the amount of $25,567 have been allocated for this purpose and will be supported with a non-general fund FY 2018 SAMHSA Medication-Assisted Treatment Grant Program. Pending any questions, we would respectfully request your approval of this final MOU for the Rapid Resource Center.
There's no questions. I'll move approval of resolution 31421.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 31421 has been adopted. Resolution number 31521. Resolution authorizing memorandums of understanding with Albus Incorporated and Franklin County Community-Based Correctional Facility to confirm their roles as program sites for the fiscal year 2019 Incarcerated Fathers and Their Adolescent Children Grant Program.
Commissioners, this final resolution supports expansion of our program sites and referral partners for our FY19 Second Chance Act grant entitled Incarcerated Fathers and Their Adolescent Children. MOUs respectively with the Franklin County Community-Based Correctional Facility and Albus will allow us to recruit fathers and their families from these two partner agencies. Commissioners, you're well aware having an incarcerated parent can be extremely traumatic if not mitigated, and additional supportive services put in place to support the entire family. Through this grant, we will be offering families access to trauma-informed services through Nationwide Children's Hospital, offer skill-based parenting education, promote post-release child-parent relationships, and provide other resource linkages. Commissioners, I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have related to this resolution.
There's no questions. I'll move approval of resolution 31521.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 31521 has been adopted.
Right. Next, Human Resources.
Excuse me, resolution number 31621, resolution authorizing contract modification and extension number 1 and 2 with United Healthcare for continued medical plan administration services for the Franklin County Cooperative Health Improvement Program, the cooperative, in the amount of $4,186,600.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jody Leese on behalf of the Franklin County HR Benefits and Wellness Department. Joining me this morning is Jen Bowen. Jen is our strategic account executive with United Healthcare. So this contract extension and modification secures United Healthcare's administrative services for the cooperative's health plan through June 30th of 2022. All current programs and services provided by United Healthcare continue. Modifications to the contract include adding a second nurse liaison, as well as transitioning the fiduciary responsibility for second-level claim appeals to United Healthcare. Including the fee for second-level claim fiduciary, the per employee per month cost increases approximately 4.5% over current. So pending any questions for Jen or I request approval of this resolution.
Thank you for answering all the questions we had the other day in briefing. If there are no further questions, I will move approval of resolution 31621.
I agree. Thank you for answering the questions that we had, and I'll second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 31621 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Next, Purchasing.
Resolution number 31721, resolution approving purchases for various Franklin County agencies in the amount of $2,370,924.39.
Good morning, Commissioners. Megan Perry Balanier, Director of Purchasing. And joining me this morning is Marlise Wicker, Interim Chief of the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, and Franklin County's Small and Emerging Business Coordinator. Commissioners, this resolution requests your approval of 103 purchase orders for which the county auditor has pre-certified available funding.
If there are no questions, I will move approval of resolution 31721.
Second.
I'm sorry, Commissioners, I apologize. Marlise, was there something you were trying to say?
Oh,
Yes, I was gonna do my little spiel.
my bad, Marcus, I apologize.
That's okay, that's okay. Good morning and thank you, Director Perry Balanier. Good morning, Commissioners and County Administration. This week, we have 9 out of 16 purchase orders that are being presented to award to 6 women business enterprises, 3 small and emerging business enterprises, and these 9 purchase orders total $101,450, which equates to 56% of the eligible purchase volume and 74% of the eligible purchase dollar value. The following agencies have increased supplier diversity of goods and services within Franklin County. They include Public Facilities Management, Probate Court, Clerk of Courts, Sheriff's Office, and Engineers. Pending any questions, we request approval of this resolution.
Thank you.
I will
You're
once again
welcome.
move approval of resolution 31721.
Second.
Thank you, Commissioners. Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 31721 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Okay, next, Board of Commissioners.
Resolution number 31821, resolution authorizing the issuance of bonds by the Columbus Franklin County Finance Authority for the Wonderful Foundation's charter school portfolio projects.
Hi, Commissioners. This is Jean Carter Ryan. As we spoke at briefing, this is really a TEFRA approval, Tax Equity and Fiscal Responsibility Act, where the law requires a local board elected approval of tax exempt projects. You'd asked us, we're not issuing the bonds, we're just doing a review on your behalf, looking at the market's response to the project, which is through an investor letter and a national investment company, Citigroup. And then also looking at the tax exempt bond, the projects, 501c3 documents, which we did, and they are in order. So the project, I think, is ready for elected official approval. Again, this is part of a national issuance which is being done by the Public Finance Authority of Wisconsin, not the Finance Authority. Happy to answer any questions.
Well, if there are no questions, I will move approval of resolution 3/18/21.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Same.
Thank you.
Resolution number 3/18/21 has been adopted with Commissioner Boyce's noted abstention. Resolution number 3/19. I'm sorry, Commissioners, was there a comment?
Mm-mm.
No? Okay, thank you. Resolution number 3/19/21.
But I don't know, did you have a comment? Janine Hummer? Oh, okay.
No.
For some reason, she popped up on my screen, so, okay.
Resolution number 3/19/21. Resolution authorizing the county administrator to approve the settlement of legal claims asserted against the Board of Commissioners or any county agency or employee in an amount of $25,000 or less upon the approval of the prosecuting attorney's office, and authorizing the county administrator to take all actions necessary to facilitate and execute any such settlement.
Good morning, Commissioners. Chris Long, Deputy Administrator, and obviously Janine Hummer with the Prosecuting Attorney's Office, who's been instrumental in the resolution before you. This resolution facilitates a more expedient resolution of claims, and with this resolution would authorize the County Administrator to approve settlement of legal claims of $25,000 or less. It would exclude any civil rights claims or claims resulting in the death of any individual. This would help ensure a prompt resolution of those claims at $25,000 or less, but still maintain the transparency. All of the settlements would be public records and available to the public for viewing. All settlements would be reviewed by the prosecuting attorney's office and provided to you as commissioners at least 10 days in advance of any approval. And this authority would expire on May 3rd, 2022, absent any further authorization of the board. As I indicated at the beginning, Janine Hummer has been instrumental in this resolution, is here to answer any further questions. Pending any questions, would recommend approval of this action.
If there are no questions, I'll move approval of resolution 3/19/21.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 3/19/21 has been adopted. Resolution number 3/20/21. Resolution extending travel restrictions for county employees who are traveling on behalf of the county and to limit in-person meetings in response to COVID-19.
Commissioners, this resolution extends the authority or the travel restrictions and meeting restrictions that were put into place about a year ago. It is reviewed every several months. This would extend those travel restrictions through the end of May for further review at that period of time. As indicated from the first time that you issued these resolutions, there are waivers in place for business travel outside of the county under certain circumstances, and those waivers go to the county administrator. Again, emphasizing for agencies to utilize remote meetings whenever possible. Pending any questions, would recommend your approval, and this would be reviewed again on or after May 31st.
There are no questions. I'll move approval of resolution 3/20/21.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 3/20/21 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Resolution number 3/21/21. Resolution appointing Zachary T. Telerik to the board of the Columbus Zoo and Aquarium.
Good morning, Commissioners. Eric Janis, Deputy Administrator. Pending any questions, would recommend this approval of this resolution.
Yeah, before you move for passage, I do want to make a few comments. You know, I am as president of the Board of Commissioners, I am a member of the board of the zoo, and have been very much engaged with what's been happening over the last few weeks at the zoo. And I certainly respect my colleagues' position on these next few appointments, but I just want to be on the record to say that, you know, this is one of those times where we're just not on the same page about what the actions we're taking. It'd be my recommendation to the board that we not make these appointments right now. You know, I think that the zoo is very much in flux and in transition. And I think that there's so much unknown from the findings of the forensic audit to any other kind of findings. And I think bringing on new members at this time would disrupt that process to an extent. The other part that I'm concerned about is that I think, you know, we've just sort of restructured our internal process, and I'm really excited about what Dean Hinderling is doing to begin a process for onboarding board appointments for this institution. And I think it's going to be very helpful and give me a lot greater confidence in that process. But right now, I'm just not there. The last point I'll make is that, you know, we're appointing one of our own employees on the board. And I just asked Janine Hummer to comment if that presents any kind of conflicts. You know, I don't think it does, but I just want to make sure that it doesn't, because, you know, this puts us also deeper into the responsibility. You know, one of the things I've tried to talk to many of our board appointments about is the level of direct fiduciary responsibility that it brings. And with him being on the board, he's responsible for what happens going forward with on the zoo board. And most of the time with these board appointments, there's a personal level of liability and responsibility. And I hope folks going on the board know that. And that is a very serious implication. And so I'm not really supportive of appointing a staff member of ours on the board. It's not how that was structured, be set up. I don't think it's a good idea. However, I do trust my colleagues. And, you know, when you're sort of a three-headed institution, you got to sort of pick the times where you want to dissent from them and the times that you can go with the flow. They've been doing this a long time, and I respect both of them very much. And I think they have their perspective. Because I don't agree with it doesn't mean I'm going to vote no. But I do want to be on the record for not agreeing with it, because I think this is a substantial deviation from my own perspective and the action I take, because I think much of the work of the zoo is undone. And I think bringing on people in the midst of what I think is somewhat of a abnormal time is going to make it a rocky onboarding for them. I mean, I'm not even sure there is an onboarding. So, and I trusted Mr. Bourne. I think I'm confident he's going to do a great job and try to, you know, land the ship well and hand it off right. But we're just not there yet. And I'd like to see us take a little more time to let the dust settle and see what else comes. That being said, I'm going to respect my colleagues and vote with you, but because I just don't see it as something that I'm going to go with the majority here. But I just want to be on the record, because I've been down this road before. When there's unknowns, I don't step in, I don't step forward, I step back. And so, but in the name of cooperation and cohesiveness, I'm going to vote with my colleagues on this, but be on the record. And it's not the people, the individuals are not, with the exception of Zach Taleric, who I'm not doubting his skill. I'm doubting his and what he brings to the board. I think he'll be great for that. I'm doubting that a county employee should be connected more to this, especially at this stage. And then the rest of them are great people. I know them all. They're very strong. They bring a lot to the table. I think the timing to put them on is not good. And I know a couple of them are reappointments, so those would be fine. I get those, but the new ones would be the ones that I'd be concerned about. So that's my piece. And if Janine could maybe comment on any conflict for appointing and what his liability and responsibility would be going forward as an official board member.
Good morning, everyone. The resolution 321-21 appointing Zach Taleric, I was able to have a brief conversation with the clerk regarding this appointment. As you all know, by law, there are two areas of law that you consider with appointments. There is the Ethics Commission portion, which deals with direct conflict of interest, and then there's compatibility of two positions. I have provided the clerk with that information so that we were able to have a discussion of whether or not there are sufficient, what we call protections that we could put in place to avoid direct conflicts and to address that immediate concern you may have. At this point, I am not fully prepared to say absolutely that there are no what I would call compatibility issues. But I do think that at this point, if you move forward with this appointment, we will put in the protections in place. And if there is a subsequent issue, we can always come back and address it later.
Janine, now you're calling into question other appointments that we have to other boards. We have county employees that are appointed to many other boards, whether they're appointed as members or they're appointed as proxies. You're now calling into question all of those appointments.
We have looked at each one of those in terms of compatibility, and as you know, you're looking at the role of the position and the actual authority on the board. And so
between a zoo board appointment and say the convention facilities or convention, Brian Ross's board,
Experience Columbus.
Experience Columbus or SWACO or
Waco is what I was thinking of. I mean, we've done this for a variety of reasons because we believe our county executives have the experience that is needed at the time they were put on the boards that is essential to offer that kind of fiduciary role that we need them to have. So I'm concerned that, and which is why we wanted to put Zach on this board at this time, because he has the skill and experience and the connection to us to offer to the board at this time. And, who better than somebody that has that experience? That's what concerns me. If you're saying, Janine, that it could be.
Here's what, again, I want to make sure I address each one of your concerns. One is Commissioner O'Grady indicated, well, how does this affect our other board appointments? So we look at those. I have not been privy to every one of your appointments since I've only been here about 10 minutes, but we do have a good process in place to review those, and you have seen some changes based on our analysis and coming back and having changes, but this is a case-by-case determination. The one thing that is very important when you place a staff member on a board is the degree of authority they have in their current position as a county, and to make sure that decision-making authority that they may have or not have doesn't affect when they are on the board. When you are on the board, you have to serve under the for the benefit of that Columbus board, and but yet still be an arm of the county commissioners, because you are making that appointment to be the connectivity between the county and the board. Again, I did not, and I want to be clear, say that this is a direct conflict or that it's not compatible. I am telling you that at this point, we believe that there are enough protections in place, and given the authority that the limited decision-making authority that Mr. Telerik has with regard to his position with the county, that we believe that there can be a workaround. That is what I'm saying today to you. If we find that he can't discharge one duty in favor of another, we would have to come back. For instance, if he is in a position where he is constantly having to not participate because of his position with the county, that's probably not the board appointment you want, or vice versa.
Commissioners.
So that is what I'm telling you today.
Commissioners, this is Kenneth Wilson, County Administrator. I spoke with Clerk Henderling yesterday after he had conversations with Janine, and to eliminate any appearance of conflict or influence. It's been my intent when this appointment was announced to change the segregation of duties within the Office of Management and Budget as it relates to the levy proceeds. That is the linkage, and it's an indirect linkage at that, because Mr. Telerik does not participate in the Budget Commission process, which certifies the estimated amount of levy receipts that is built into the recommended budget each year that I statutorily recommend to the board to start the budgetary annual process. So the payments that are made each installment during the year, I've spoken with Mr. Telerik, and we're going to remove him from that process. And either I, as county administrator, or a deputy county administrator, will approve subsequent levy payments to the zoological park until such time Zach may not serve on that board. But until that time comes, I intend to approve the levy receipts that go to the zoo periodically during the course of the year. I spoke with the clerk about that yesterday, and also spoke with Mr. Telerik about that. So the process is an accounting process inside of the county that involves the auditor's office as well. But we can eliminate even any appearance. There's not any point where we see where Zach, as the Office of Management and Budget Director, would be authorizing payments to go to the zoo, or determining the amount of payments to go to the zoo. And additionally, when zoo levies come up for review, they are excluded from the Human Services Levy Review Committee, which Zach is a member of currently.
It can Administrator, I mean, I have to be honest with you, that makes me actually more uncomfortable. I don't think that we should be making any internal provisions to accommodate an outside agency. If it were something about Zach himself, that'd be one thing that he was doing, but we're appointing him to that board and then changing our internal process to accommodate, this external entity. My feeling is, given what's happening at the zoo right now, we should be less connected to the zoo, not more connected to the zoo. And I get the whole role of the levy funds, but let's zero in on the levy funds. I think putting him in the mix makes us far more vulnerable for any kind of issues that may come after he's there. And I also think it makes him vulnerable. The second thing I want to throw in, and so I'm voting against Zach Telerik. Let me just back up on that. The second thing is, I think there's a difference. Commissioner O'Grady referenced the Experience Columbus and SWACO and some other agencies. Ms. Hummer, tell me, is there a difference when there is enabling legislation that specifically designates certain appointments or designates allocations of appointments? Here, we're just simply making the appointment. We're just saying, as one of our 3 or 4 at-large appointments, we're going to choose our budget director. And I think there's a difference on the technical level. You know, when the zoo was created and whatever legal constructs came from that, and I don't know them, I'll be honest with you, that I do not, I wasn't around for that, but I'm suspecting, though, in their bylaws and whatever legislative maneuvers may have been required, there were certain designations set up. And I think that creates a little bit of different liability than, say, us just choosing to make the appointment. He is just, when we make this appointment, he is a everyday board member of the zoo. That means that anything that happens at the zoo, he falls in the same kind of liability that John Doe would fall in, who's also a member of the zoo. So if something were to happen as a board member of the zoo, he would have that same issue. And he wouldn't be exempt from that because it was a county appointment. And Jenny, am I saying any of this wrong? And I mean, this is how I'm looking at it and why it bothers me. And my perspective is, I think we should be, as president, I don't think the president of the BOC should be on the board of the zoo. I personally don't think I should be on the board. If I had Janine look at whether or not I could, not be on the board, because I think it is very dangerous and from a liability standpoint. And it, notwithstanding all this happened, it's just that, that's an independent organization that we don't have jurisdiction over them. We don't have, they can do what they want to do. And so I'd rather have this sort of arm length control than that sort of direct and create all of this liability, because if this were structured this way before and this happened, it would be far more of an issue right now. And I've seen that happen. I can give you examples where that's happened right here in Columbus with nonprofits and appointments like this. I can give you examples. And so that does not make me feel more comfortable, Mr. Administrator. It makes me far less comfortable.
Well, okay, on this issue, first of all, on the issue of whether the president of the Board of Commissioners should be an ex officio member of the board of the zoo, I actually agree with you on that, Commissioner Boyce. I think that they make the zoo making the president of the Board of Commissioners and the mayor of the city of Columbus ex officio board members of the zoo was kind of a ridiculous thing. And I hope that with the reorganization of the board that gets addressed and that no longer happens. That should no longer happen. That being said, that is, in my mind, that's not an argument or a conversation for today. On the rest of the issue that we're discussing today, I couldn't disagree with you more. I think the idea that we would not make these appointments today is because the zoo's in a state of flux is the absolute wrong way to go. I think that the fact that the zoo's in a state of flux, the reason that they are taking the actions that they're taking, the reason that they agreed to make all of the investigation and everything public was because we forced them to. The reason that they are doing a forensic audit is because we forced them to. The reason that they've taken the action that they've taken is because we were the ones that decided that we were going to hold up their levy dollars, and they've taken these actions because of the pressure that we put on them. They were, and if we hadn't done that, who knows what they'd be doing, and so so we have a couple of board members currently who haven't been in my estimation, my personal estimation, haven't been acting, in the best interest of the residents of Franklin County, and we need to replace them. And waiting until the process is over doesn't get us where we need to be. Those board members, haven't been reporting back to the county commissioners. As a matter of fact, some of them have taken stances that they shouldn't be doing that. While we have other board members that are making sure that the county commissioners are well aware of everything that's going on up there. We need to have board members up there that are active and involved. We need to make sure that we have a fiscal hawk up there. Mr. Telerik is well known by all of us to be a fiscal hawk. We need to have a board member up there that is going to make sure that the levy dollars that are the responsibility of the county commissioners that are the taxpayers of Franklin County's dollars are watched and protected. The idea that we would wait until the forensic audit is done to replace board members, to me is a ridiculous notion, because we have board members up there that aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're They don't have the residents of Franklin County's best interest in mind. They certainly haven't had, in my estimation. And so I think this is a crucial time for us to do this. And waiting is just to me, it's wrong-headed thinking. This board, the entirety of the board has taken the wrong approach. They've shown over and over again that they've been willing to make several members of the board, I shouldn't say that, not the entirety of the board. There's plenty of members of the board, including a couple of our board appointees and some of the city's board appointees have held folks' feet to the fire up there. But there's been too many members of the board up there that have been willing to turn a blind eye to what's been happening up there. And for us to make these appointments right now shows that we mean more business than even more business than we have by forcing their hand. And so, I am adamant that we need to make these appointments today, 100% adamant. And I am all for putting Mr. Telerik on the board. And if we have to do, some workarounds both internally and in any other way necessary, I absolutely 100% trust Zach Telerik. The only way I would be willing to not vote for Zach Telerik today is if for some reason Mr. Telerik wasn't willing to serve.
Let me be clear. I trust Zach Telerik too. I think he's an outstanding employee. He's, definitely one of my favorites at the county. So it could be Zach or it could be Joe Schmo, of the county. To me, I'm speaking more about the structure itself and the county being more entangled into the zoo versus less entangled. But Janine, I don't know. I'd like to hear your just, am I right about the difference in labeling legislation when there is a provision for appointment versus when we just make a general appointment? And then does Zach Telerik have the same type of liability being on that board as any other board member on there? He's not protected because it's some kind of county, appointment. He's really just appointed as a member of the public, and he just happens to work for the county.
Commissioners, first of all, you are correct in terms of there is a difference. Every board appointment is governed either by statutory provisions or by the structure of the organization you are appointing the person to. In this regard, there is a difference between the SWACO appointment and this particular zoo appointment. So that is correct. In terms of the protections afforded, Zach Telerik would be viewed in the same way as all the other appointees that you have in both, for instance, Resolution 322-21 and 323-21. There is no greater sort of authority or difference. You may have a difference in expertise, but in terms of their position, they are the same.
Understand that, but I do, and Commissioner Boyce, I appreciate your thinking. I do understand that now is the time we need to have board members who are truly engaged in the work that's going on to reimagine this board and to reconfigure the board. And I think the current board is not in that position. I think these new board members, in addition to reappointing the two that we're reappointing, can be very helpful in helping us get to where the board needs to be. And I think what Commissioner O'Grady said, that it's been us pushing in all ways that we have been pushing, that's allowed this zoo investigation to go forward, is absolutely true. And, I wish we didn't have to be as engaged as we have been, but we have had to be engaged. So I think to say we need to be at arm's length would be wonderful. We've always been thinking we've been at arm's length until this fell in our lap. I wish we could get to a place where we could be at arm's length again, but now is not the time. And I think we need to have board members who are going to be working for us, for the county's interests, to be on this board and be taking the zoo board where it needs to go. And if that's reorganizing to be something different, I think that's great. And maybe in that reorganization, they end up not being as large a board. That's wonderful. Whatever they reimagine themselves to be, I think we need these board members to be there. And, you know, I wish we didn't have to do this, but I do believe we do. I think it's essential that we get these members on the board and reappoint the other two at this time and be involved, because nobody else is doing what we've done to get to where we are right now. We would not have the transparency that we've gotten without us pushing. And I don't know what else to say, but I think we have to move forward today.
If I may interject one piece to maybe understand what we're doing, both by the clerk, county commissioners, and the county administration as it relates to these board appointments, is we are going to be engaged in a training process that I believe is very, very vital and very important to understand the appointments, discharge of duties, open meetings, require many of the things brought up by each one of you today, and especially Commissioner Boyce, because I know there are many elements of being this public official on a board that maybe you as a appointee may not be aware of. So we are going to partner with your agencies and county administration to go through that training as they become appointees of the Board of Commissioners.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. Yeah, but that's kind of where I was headed in the first place, of just letting that play out more so as well, because that's as important. You don't want to. Anyway, I think we're kind of done with this conversation, but I'm okay with moving forward, and I'm going to be voting no on the Telerik vote and yes on the vote. And again, I just want to restate, Telerik's an outstanding employee, one of the best that I've ever worked with. Definitely on the job, and I think we should be getting a little more arm's length with the board, with the zoo, and not deeper in. And I think this puts a lot of liability and vulnerability for him personally, given there's a lot of unknowns. So I'm going to vote no on that, but I'll vote rest to support the others, because I don't fully disagree with my colleagues that there is some logic in my opinion in going and changing it. I just don't think now is the time. But that being said, I can work with my colleagues on it and support their perspective.
I have a hard stop. So can we vote on these things and then get into executive session? I'm going to have to skip executive session.
Okay.
All right.
You got to make the motion.
I'll move approval of resolution 321-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Voting. Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Brown.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
No.
Resolution number 321-21 has been adopted. Resolution number 322-21. Resolution appointing Dr. Victor M. Davis to the board of the Columbus Zoo and Aquarium.
And commissioners, pending any questions, would recommend approval of this resolution.
If there's no questions, I'll move approval of resolution 322-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Voting. Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Brown.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 322-21 has been adopted. Resolution number 323-21. Resolution reappointing Lark T. Mallory and Sean A. Mental to the board of the Columbus Zoo and Aquarium.
Pending any questions, commissioners would recommend approval of these reappointments.
If there's no questions, I'll move approval of resolution 32321.
Second,
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Brown,
yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 32321 has been adopted. Commissioner, I actually have one journalization before reading the last resolution, with your permission.
Yep, please proceed.
From our friends at Economic Development and Planning, case number ANX-12-21, an expedited type 2 annexation petition. ANX-12-21 was filed with the Franklin County Economic Development and Planning Department on April 20th, 2021. The petition is requesting to annex 1.34 acres, more or less, from Jackson Township to the city of Grove City. The petition will be considered by the Board of Commissioners on May 25th, 2021. Site 3150 Demarest Road, PID number 160-000892. Commissioners, did you want to proceed?
Yeah, do you want to go ahead and read?
Thank you, Commissioners. Resolution number 32421. Resolution of the Franklin County Board of Commissioners to convene into executive session for the purpose of considering personnel matters and to confer with an attorney for the public body concerning disputes involving the public body.
I'll move to convene into executive session to consider appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employee, to confer with an attorney for the public body concerning disputes involving the public body that are subject of pending or imminent court action.
Second,
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Brown,
yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
We are now in executive session at 10:35 a.m. For those of you going into executive session, if you could please just stay on the line. I'll move you over momentarily. For those of you not, you're more than welcome to stay on or drop off as you see fit, and we'll get you moved over, Commissioners.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.